All right, so now that we have the GT 550 done, GT 750 is still waiting for some parts. I am good to go on the Kawasaki 750. So I am gonna go ahead and start taking off the tank, get that all drained out, just kind of assess what that looks like, and check out the air filter too, because usually the air filters are kind of garbage on them. And just kind of do the once over, and then we'll see about if we need to clean carbs. So let's get this thing started. I got all the air filter out of there, which was kind of a little bit to finagle here on the H2. But I noticed is the throttle is stuck and the stop cable is as well. So that'll have to get addressed, as well as the brake is locked up. And I got crappy fuel in the Kawasaki tank here. So that'll all have to be addressed as time goes on, but let's keep on chugging along. Probably gonna drain out the fuel and go ahead from there. So I've assessed that it is a good idea to clean the carbs on it, because the reason this throttle won't twist is because the slides are actually stuck inside the carburetors. They're got gummed up, so I guarantee you when I pull apart these carburetors, it is gonna look gross. So unfortunately, gotta clean the carburetors to even put it back together to even see if it runs, but that's part of the process. So let's keep going. Disassembly is all done. Got all the carbs off, air filter, tank is emptied, side panels off, air filter. The front brakes, I got those disassembled. I got this brake cable right here, might be a little, or cable, this brake line might be a little bit of an issue because this is pretty frozen. I think if I stick it in the parts cleaner, I'll probably be able to break it free, or if not, clean the line out without having to actually mess with this too much. Attempted to, got it to break free, but it's like stuck in here, so I'm really more concerned about stripping this out, and I really don't want to do that on this bike, especially because this is an H2. And if anybody knows what this bike is, it's a pretty damn cool bike. So don't want to do anything unnecessary, nevertheless. So, like I said, assembly's all done. Gonna clean all this up as time goes on, but main thing is just to kind of get everything running and good to go. So today is the day we're going to clean the carbs on this bike, and you're not gonna believe what I found starting out. First bowl is off the carburetor, and ew, look at that. Oh, that is not good. Bad, bad, bad. Gotta clean them up. Let's get ahead and do that. I got the carbs all cleaned up here. Just wanted to show you kind of what they look like on the inside here. Let's see if we can get it out in the better light. The lighting, oops, just kidding. We'll do it right here. This is good lighting. So you can kind of see how clean they turned out. They're all right. Unfortunately, there was a pilot jet that was stuck in there, and I had to go through and drill that out. And let me tell you, that was a pain in the arse. So hopefully there's no issues resulting from that. And I really, really hope there's no issues. Let's pray. I also went ahead and installed new spark plugs on the thing, checked for spark. We do have spark. Easiest way to do that for everybody that doesn't know, take all the spark plugs off, you know, put it next to something metal, you know, obviously the top of the motor's fine, and then just crank it over. Best to have all the spark plugs out because it's way easier to crank over, and then you just see if it sparks. I also went ahead last night and did the brakes as well. Same process that I've shown in other videos, where you take the lines, put them in the parts cleaner, basically jam a wire down there, get the rust out, and then go ahead, make sure that port's clean, and clean them out. The only difference on this time was the actual mechanism to push the fluid in here was frozen. So I took everything apart, getting ready to take everything apart, took all the dust shield off, etc. And when I did that, there's a circlip in there, or a snap ring, that I had to pull out. Well, I didn't have the correct tool, so while I was driving, or when I went driving for some tools, I filled it up with WD-40 just to see if it would leak or anything like that, and try and get some movement with the circlip because it was stuck in there. Come to find out, come back, everything's free now. So didn't even have to touch it, didn't even have to rebuild it. I bought a kit online to rebuild it, as well as the old owner actually had a kit to rebuild it as well that I didn't realize I had. So, hey, there you go. But I guess I have 2 of them now. So, what can you do? So, obviously, next thing we're gonna be doing is getting rid of the stuff out of the tank. Might be a little bit. I also got parts coming, so I got air filters coming for this. I had new spark plugs apparently, ordered those 2 as well. And then I have to wait for float bowl gaskets. So these little gaskets in here, really important. They all cracked on it except for one of them, and they're like $15 a piece for a little gasket. So I ordered a couple of them, waiting for them to come in. So we wait for parts, but in the meantime, again, we can take the vinegar out of the tank and go from there. So yeah. A little side quest this morning. Got the friction plates in that were on order here, so went ahead and installing them on the GT750 so we don't have no more sticky clutch. Just so you guys all know, or slipping clutch, let's make sure that's corrected. Just so you know, you need to soak these plates in oil for a little while. It really doesn't matter the oil that you soak them in, just you used oil, it don't really matter. Just got to be soaked in oil for a little while before you go and install them in here. So you can leave them sit for a couple hours or so, totally fine. But yeah, so those are all good there. So while on the side quest, I learned 2 things. First off, Kickstarter has a little dot here and a little dot on the shaft, kind of hard to see where that's supposed to be lined up. Number 2, this is the shaft right here that pulls in and out on the clutch when you grab your hand clutch lever. That's only supposed to be basically like hand tight almost. You can go a little bit more, and it's got a jam nut on here so it doesn't back off. And the point is, if you tighten this up, it actually disengages the clutch. So I tightened it up thinking, hey, it had to be tight, and my clutch didn't work, and then I backed it all the way off and was like, oh man, there you go, bingo. So it doesn't really have to be that tight because it has the jam nut too as well. So maybe a finger tight basically, and then like a half quarter turn, something more, and then the jam nut to hold everything on there. So kind of interesting, something I just figured out today. Just got back from the test ride on the GT750. Had to do quite a bit of fine tuning to that clutch nut that I pointed out earlier to get the clutch to work properly. Between that, adjusting the lever, I was able to get everything functioning right. So now I can put full power down to this rear wheel here, and it's actually a really pretty quick bike. Definitely got a lot more pep than the 550, and then even much so I imagine from the 380, but just cool. 3 Suzukis, all the same era, 380, 550, and then the 750. Super, super cool. At the same time, I also am still letting the tank here ferment with the vinegar in there, and I am filling up some batteries here. So I got a Yusa battery for the RD400, which is likely one I'm going to keep, which is why I want a little bit more expensive battery. Got just a Parts Unlimited battery here for the H2 750. I am probably going to sell that one too, but we'll see. I mean, these bikes are so much fun, and the more I ride them, the more I don't want to sell them, so that might be a problem. So, but we'll keep on trucking and keep on fixing bikes. All right, so at this point, I am pretty much waiting on parts. I did go ahead and empty out the tank here of the vinegar solution, and it actually cleaned up really, really nice on the inside. This tank was actually in really good shape, other than the rust and whatnot on the outside, so might buff that a little bit, but really all I have to do for now is just kind of start cleaning this bike up. I think I'm gonna try and get some sort of like a maybe like a aluminum polish or something like that, but I could start doing the pipes, etc. But I really want to wait until this thing is running before I get too carried away, because again, I don't want to spend a bunch of time on it and then find out it's not running and I can't get the parts for it. And then in that case, sell it, just sell it as is. So, or try and source the parts right over time. So for now, that's all we're gonna have as the update for this week. But again, like, subscribe, comment, really appreciate all of that, and obviously more fun stuff to come as time goes on. I'm really excited. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun so far. This project has been way more fun than I expected. Gives me something to do after work, and yeah, so I figured I'd take you guys along for the journey with the videos. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Boom.